Hi, I read a very interesting article, a story about J.K. Galbraith on Forbes.com, written by Travis Bradbury. The story goes like this. The year 1965, J.K. Galbraith was sleeping. He got a call from the President of the United States, Lyndon Johnson. His housekeeper picked up the call and said he is taking a nap and has left strict orders not to be disturbed. The president told her, "I am the president. Wake him up." She answered very politely, saying, "I am sorry, Mr. President, but I work for Mr. Galbraith, not for you," and hung up the call. The president was taken aback. Later, when he met Galbraith, he asked who this lady was. And then he said, "I want her working for me." Interesting, isn't it? How easily she could say no and the impact it had on the president. How many of us can do that? A lot of us are really people pleasers, aren't we? We find it so difficult to say no. Why is that? There are three reasons. The first is that we don't want to disappoint the other person. The second reason, we want people to like us. And the third reason, we shy away from conflict. That is why we say yes in order to meet the expectation of the other person, which leads us to take on more work and thus causes stress. Now let me flip the argument and ask, why should we say no? Again, there are three reasons. The first one reminds me of this dialogue from the movie Alice in Wonderland, which says, "You cannot live your life to please others. The choice must be yours." The second reason is that we owe it to the other person to tell them the truth. We have to respect the other person and be frank with them. The third reason, of course, is that we should not be overcommitting and thus ending up stressing ourselves. Now, the question arises, how do we say no? It is really a journey, perfecting the art of saying no. And I call this the IGCD framework. Indirect, get back, conditional, and direct. First, you start in a very indirect way of saying no. For example, you say something like, "I would like to help you out. However, I cannot do it because of so and so reason." This is a softer way of saying no. The second way is where you tell the other person, "I shall get back to you." You buy some time to think, and then you can respond on an email saying no. You find it easier to respond no on an email compared to face or in a conversation. The third way is a conditional no. For example, you say, "I can work on this offline, however, I cannot meet you today because my schedule is full." So there you mix a no with a yes and weave a condition in. The last is the most credible way, the best way of saying no, which is a direct no. This reminds me of a situation. I was working on an initiative, one among multiple initiatives I was on, where I facilitated the team to improve. The team came to me and asked, "Can you program manage this initiative?" I did not have the bandwidth. Moreover, program managing it was a full-time role. So I told them, "This is not in my scope of work. However, I can help you to find a program manager." I am still in the journey trying to perfect how I say no and say no when needed. But whenever I need to do it, there is this tagline of Nike, my favorite one, which I am reminded of. When I have to say no, just do it. Thank you.